This is an extra reading on Nancy Guthrie's case. I'm compelled to do this reading because there are a lot of questions. Excuse my throat. It's very dusty out in this area right now, so it's pretty bad during this time of year. I'm compelled to do this reading because there are a lot of suspects. Yet, Kik'n County doesn't want to consider anybody a suspect and only gives us information when we basically know it. They came out with a piece of evidence, and I'm not going to think about it right now because everybody already knows, and it's another rabbit hole. So I got my, I don't even like calling it a Ouija, it's just letters. There's not even numbers on it. And I started looking, I saw, I don't even want to think about what I saw. It wasn't really much. It was just like trapped. We know that she was trapped somewhere. So, and we know that, you know, she was going to easily pass away. It's in the medical field. I believe they call those people chips. I read that they call a person a chip when they're very delicate. So she was like a chip. So she wouldn't have lasted long without her medication. But they had her trapped, and there was another word, and I'm just, and they buried her. Yeah, that was the word. And then I was just like, because I didn't get anything on suspects before, I wasn't looking into it. We're going to be looking into a specific person that's going into court right now, or being having their little, I don't know, appearance. And there's going to be YouTube news over there on the day. Derrick Callella, but he also goes by K-A-L-A. Derrick Callella. So anyway, that just, when I was looking at my letters, it was just in my mind, like I could see his name. So like they're saying he's lying about the ransom, and that is Kik'n County's work. No, it's a lie. That's not true. That's fake. What are you talking about, sir? Somebody is trying to confess. Jesus fucking Christ. The people voted for you before they knew you were from El Paso, and even El Paso, as much corruption as there may be already between, you know, Juarez, Mexico, and El Paso. You came from here. Don't tell me you weren't corrupted. The reason they got a border wall was because Border Patrol constantly just let people swim right on over in the Rio Grande in front of everybody's face, right at the border, right under the bridge. They had an inner tube and a board and everything. And then, you know, and they weren't supposed to do that, but nobody cared. That is the extent of corruption. But now we've got the wall, so that doesn't happen anymore. Now, I gotta bring that up because now Tucson has him. And I'm not gonna go on about that guy Nanos. But Tucson has him before they knew that he was from El Paso. A lot of the times voters don't do their research. It's just, you know, we should get some packets. Tell us about your backgrounds, man. Anyway, I don't even feel like doing a reading after just this information I got using my divination tool, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I'm gonna do something. But I just feel like we know, like this Nanos obstructed, and he's still obstructing, talking about some dude that tried to get some money and got caught, Derrick Callella, and Nanos, he's a liar. That's not the kidnapper. Well, okay, he doesn't have Nancy, somebody else does, and he knows where it's at. And then you've got James Feather talking about he knows where Nancy's at too. Yeah, Nancy's like, I just am seeing this dude whistling along, shutting his eyes, with his hands behind his back, walking along, kicking rocks, down the street, down the road in the pretty sunshine. This dude doesn't want to see anything. That's what I'm seeing in my mind. Idiot. Anyways, excuse me. are the King and Queen of Cups. These two came out together. The Queen of Cups was stuck in the deck, turned so I could see it when some other cards came out. And she came out after this King of Cups. She appeared. And I'm seeing just a lot of similarities here right now. There's a lot of connections. There's a lot of lines that you can draw, connecting folks. I feel like saying that the cups were turned over by the King and Queen of Cups. Okay, by the King and Queen of Cups. Just a minute. They hurried away. They took their leave to sneak away with their little pinnacle, with their little bit of wealth that they sustained from Nancy Guthrie's estate. I heard that there was a safe in there that was gotten after the fact. Like Annie, was it her that they said went in there and took a safe? So they hauled ass out of town. And they didn't want anybody to see anything. So that's why they left. So where are they at? Nobody knows. Anyways, we're not looking for you. We're not looking for you. We have questions that you don't want to answer. They caused that loss. They took Nancy's sunshine away to create their own sunshine. They turned her world upside down as a result. Just these two people here, the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups, and this is two people who are in love, or these are two people who they were pretending to love Nancy. These are two people who may be water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And if they're not water signs, well, they may be on the cusp. But anyways, I'm going to declare that it just happened to be two water signs, man and a woman. They did this so that they came together with this plan. And then they hurried out with their little bag of money that they went and collected in Nancy's safe. I'm saying that because somebody said that there was a safe in there that somebody came and got. You know, you could worry about opening it later. So now they have to hang out, and this is basically their karma for this. Basically they are, I want to almost be like feeling like they're being apprehended in the court, spiritual court, and I don't like saying things like that, but they know that if they're around people themselves are going to be asking questions, and they're going to feel like they're being apprehended around, people that want answers. But so they kind of tied themselves up a little bit. They tried to bind Nancy's life. They did bind Nancy's life and take it to come up off of that. That helped them stay together, but they didn't really want anybody seeing anything, so they took off to sneak away from, you know, anybody moving forward on finding any kind of evidence out of possible involvement, because they know that there's a lot of people with the right questions and know how to trap you in, you know, the conversations to figure out answers. So, you know, detectives, that's their job. Police, sheriffs, but Nanos is nowhere to be seen. So these people, let's see what they're waiting for, because their life is now changed, so kind of caught at the moment from moving forward, so they have people maybe come in to their house instead of them really going out and hanging out. So I gotta look at that one because I started having a really weird, nasty feeling. Kind of feeling of so they are living their life, but they know that people have questions, especially the person's coming out here like a King of Swords. Especially a King of Swords has questions, but that can't be Nanos. This is like, you know, somebody from possibly, you know, private detective, somebody from Nancy Guthrie's side asking questions. Yeah, a lot of unanswered questions. They have a lot to hide. You did this. The masterminds, you know, because people are relentless on this now. Like, it's even sparked up bigger fire. You know, some phone call, anonymous tip had them going to a specific spot where there was no burials already, telling them exactly where to find Nancy, and that was just a lie. It was they were going to go find a bunch of bodies, and you know, the anonymous caller probably thought it was going to throw people off, and they'd be out there for ever and ever and ever looking for the body. But no, like in my last reading, I said backyard. And Udom came. Now I know that's the tribal land. I looked it up. Where exactly is Udom at? It's part of Tucson, but there's also, it even got more into it. Like in the reservation, they have they line up with the border, and there are residential areas. They got a bunch of houses with backyards. I looked it up. I don't remember exactly what it says, but in my mind, I had the vision that these houses they lined up against basically the border, and there was their backyard. It's just the area. It's just hidden. It's not. I don't even, you know, think about that. But I'm thinking the reservation lined up with the border. So, but it was like I was seeing like a street of residential homes, not a regular street. It's like just, you just see houses with the backyards, you know, and like she was in there. And then when people were talking online more, I started to, they said she's buried with nature. Well, it started sounding like the way that you would bury your pet in the backyard. Like in my mind, when I got duffel bag in backyard, I'm seeing it like in the corner. Like, yeah, maybe it is under a tree, so you can't really see where somebody dug up. Like, it's where it would kind of not be seen very well. And I feel like the only way anybody's going to be able to see anything is by having their own drone fly over. But like I said, I felt like they put it where like shrubs were, maybe a tree, so that it wouldn't really be identifiable. It's not like in the middle of the backyard, so it'd be like, oh, look at that hole, or look at that wad of dirt. No, it's gonna be looking like if you were gonna bury your pet. Because Annie has, or this woman, she doesn't want anybody to know she's going through it. Like, you know, her and Tommaso's relationship is probably so disgusting because he was a person who was trying to get citizenship. He just married her, come over here, live, and in his writings you see he hates it. He wants to go back home, so go home, fool. Stop sitting here trying to, you know, make everybody else's life hell. Anyways, let's not go there. So we're not going to go there. And then I'm done with the reading, and I want to say that you just don't accuse people until you have all the evidence. But like I said in my letters, Derrick Calla's, you know, it was trying to stick out to me. But then I see the King of Cups and Queen of Cups right here. You know, these two lovers, these two people together, you know, and they're gonna be, they came together on this situation for sure to take that light and distribute it to themselves and get the hell out of Dodge in a secret manner. Nobody can know, you know, what's going on with them. They gotta hang tight for a while in this life they were trying to create a better life for themselves. No, it didn't work out like that. So that's all I gotta say for now. If you like it, subscribe.